I'm Gary Krembühl, 49 years old, working for Custodian as a Eurofighter test pilot. We are here at ILA Berlin 2012. I'm taking you through the air show and I will comment all the maneuvers I'm doing during the display. After takeoff, climbing straight into a loop, and this is one of the few airplanes that can do that with full internal loads. Here I have to see where is my line, where I have to line up after the takeoff, not to bust the axis that is given for me. So coming down with about 5 to 6 Gs, I'm pulling up. Now starting the roll. The roll is quite disorientating for the pilot, but with this airplane you have a lot of situation awareness in the cockpit, which helps you to perform this maneuver very precisely. Pulling up with about 8 Gs to a split S. Also here it's important to see the axis looking down. It's always a looking out and looking at the runway and try to keep the axis. Coming down with max afterburner, this is the full rated thrust of the airplane, as much as it can give, and pulling up with 9 Gs to a looping. Looping tops about 3,500 feet above the runway. Now starting a slight roll. Coming down with 9 Gs, starting maneuver of a loaded roll to bleed airspeed and to slow down the airplane. Here I had to get out of the afterburner due to noise. There's a little village down there which doesn't like the noise, so I had to adapt my maneuvers to that. Turning into the airfield, here the pilot always have to watch not to bust the line, just to keep on the runway. And this is a challenge to be under these Gs to find the right place. So now inverted. Inverted is for the pilot not a very nice feeling because all the blood is rushing into the head and gives quite a nice sensation. Starting now at 360, getting in again maximum thrust with the afterburners, starting rolls in a 360 at every 90 degrees. There also disorientation can happen due to getting a lot of Gs and then starting rolls, but with this airplane it's really nice to handle. Again about 8 Gs at this point, pulling in to a loaded roll, leading airspeed for the next maneuver. This loaded rolls for the pilot is not a very excessive maneuver. It just looks more than we feel in the airplane. It's very controllable and so nice to fly. Again turning back in, airspeed around 200 and 300 knots. Starting now a loaded roll. Engines are idle, which means no residual thrust. Getting at the maximum angle of attack, which is right here, 110 to 100 knots. And there I have to reduce the power of the engines because the airplane is so powerful it would accelerate. So to keep this maneuver, I really have to be tame on the engines and not to give too much thrust. Out of this maneuver, getting maximum thrust again with the afterburners and climbing with about 70 degrees attitude nose up into a split S. There also the sensation to climb up and accelerate is, for a pilot, really great. And coming down into the next maneuver, pulling with about 8 Gs to a barrel roll, 8 Gs, and keeping Gs during all the maneuver to be close to the public. Afterburners are still on, and now I'm reducing power not to accelerate too much because my nose is now pointing towards the public. I don't want to be too fast in order to get a good corner rate there. Turning, going up in a loaded roll again, bleeding airspeed for the next maneuver. Now I decelerated to about 250 knots. Coming around the corner, looking again for the runway axis, which I have to use for the display. Still 250 knots. Now getting maximum afterburn, which means maximum thrust, accelerating within seconds to 550 knots. And now stick fully back, pulling 9 Gs up into the sky. Performing 3 rolls, and I'm within seconds at flight level 100. On top there I convert the maneuver to a spiral, spiraling down towards the ground in idle, which means no thrust. Getting the engines going again here, getting full afterburner, pulling up with 9 Gs. Again to split S, 70 degrees attitude nose down, airplane accelerating, turning to my back, looking for the runway axis again, pulling down. And now finishing the air show with ring rocking, waving at the public and saying goodbye. Have a nice show.